My name is Jasmine Hutchinson. In the vulnerable population, I chose to do my presentation on is individuals that can't receive Medicaid. What is Medicaid? Medicaid is a joint federal and state program that provides health coverage to over 72.5 million Americans, including children, pregnant women, parents, seniors, and individuals with disability. Medicaid is the single largest source of health coverage in the United States. Eligibility. To participate in Medicaid, federal law requires states to cover certain groups of individuals, low-income families, qualified pregnant women and children, and individuals receiving Social Security. Also, the Affordable Care Act. If you don't qualify and not eligible for Medicaid, you can fill out an application for the Affordable Care Act. And some people don't like the Affordable Care Act because they feel like they're paying too much money on the Affordable Care Act and it's not affordable. They feel just because it's an Affordable Care Act, they still feel like as if it's not affordable. And in order to be eligible for Medicaid, you have to fall under a certain percentage of low income range. And that's the only way you'll be able to qualify for Medicaid if you're not a child. Reasons why individuals can't receive Medicaid. If you're over the age of 19, you're not going to be able to receive Medicaid. The only way you can receive Medicaid if for women, only for birth control. It's the only thing you can receive Medicaid for, or if you're pregnant. You get pregnancy Medicaid. If you make over the low income wages, you won't be able to receive Medicaid. And I don't agree with that if you make over the low income wages, because you have many families or you have many individual people that makes over the low income wages but still can't afford health insurance because you have other expenses, bills, children. You have to put your money towards, spend your money on. And once you spend money on bills, rent, children, gas, food, you're not able to afford health insurance. So I kind of find that a little devastating because me, for instance, I work, but I don't qualify for Medicaid, and I feel as I should, but I don't. But I wish I could qualify for Medicaid because health insurance is high. It's not cheap, and through your job, it's high too, depending on where you work. So these three is like um the most the most type of care that people don't get assistance in anymore after they don't receive Medicaid anymore. Like they lack dentist examinations, eye care, annual exams because they don't have the money to afford it. They can't go to a eye appointment and get their eyes checked because they don't have the money to pay for it. Because eye exams are not cheap. Annual exams is not cheap. Going to the dentist is not cheap. Like, you have to pay hundreds of dollars in order to be able to be seen. And some people just don't have that type of money in their budgets. And these examinations is most delayed because of the cost. In the vulnerable population, individual delayed care in the past 12 months, 55% put off dental, put out 43 put off delayed eye care, and 30% put off annual exams due to the costs. You have many individuals that don't receive Medicare. You have women, men, blacks, whites, Hispanics, people of all ages, race, and culture. And people have different moods because they cannot afford Medicare. Like some people feel depressed, mad, devastated, worthless because they feel like I work hard, I do everything I can to support my family, but I cannot afford health insurance. I can't afford our health expenses. So some people just shut down because they don't have the money for these things. And this is it's a graph. It breaks down people without health insurance in the United States in 2014. You have a total of 33 million people that don't have health insurance. And health insurance is very important because you never know when you're going to need that health insurance. You never know what type of surgery you're going to have. You just never know what can go wrong and anything. You would need it. You would need health insurance. And as you can see on the graph, you got non-citizen immigrants, the Medicaid gap, the ages of 19 to 34, other people is 14.4 million people that don't have health insurance for many reasons. And then the best evidence-based practice, basically, with Medicare, it is Blue Cross Blue Shield. You have different types of evidence-based practice that can help or that coincide with Medicare. Because the coverage policy for Medicaid, you just have to be in between certain brackets in order for it to cover. Like you have to be a certain amount for Medicaid to cover. Like the coverage policy, you have to be under that bracket. The numbers that are paid for different expenses, it have to fall under that category. President Trump plans to take Medicaid away. According to President Trump, new budget will take Medicaid coverage away from adults nationwide if they don't meet a work requirement. Trump is planning to take Medicaid away. If you don't make a certain, if you don't meet a certain work requirement, he planning to take it away. The administration estimates they estimate that people that's not gonna have medical care is gonna rise. You're not gonna have health insurance because he know that many people not gonna work to meet that certain requirement he want in order to receive Medicaid. He expecting the worst. The community resources, you have churches, organizations, community fundraisers, community health centers, to free clinics that you can get assistance from for those people that cannot afford Medicaid. They will do all they can to help you with your expenses of anything that you need help with, whether it's getting an eye exam, paying for medicines. These different organizations will help any way possible if they can. The government resources, you have different resources that's out there that will help with different expenses if you need it. The advocacy plan, basically, I will raise money to help individuals that need assistance in medical expenses. Fundraisers, do different fundraisers to where I can come up with the money to help different families, different people with different assistance that they need help with. and find resources. If I can't help them, I will try to find resource that can help them, that they don't have to have money, because most people don't have money. So you have to find those liable resources that will help. And this is my presentation.